Stop right now. If you're over 60 and dealing with back pain, this is not normal. As a doctor, I need to be very clear. Back pain after 60 is often a warning sign that your spine is weakening. If you have to push with your hands just to stand up, if your back feels so stiff in the morning that it takes minutes before you can straighten up, if a short walk already leaves your lower back exhausted, this is not something you should just live with. The most dangerous part isn't the pain itself. It's how that pain quietly steals your independence little by little. Today, it hurts when you stand up. Tomorrow, it hurts when you walk. And one day, you begin to fear even the smallest daily movements. The good news is this: it's not too late to stop this. But you must stop now before your spine weakens further. Before I show you what you need to stop doing and what to do instead, leave a comment with your age and how your back pain shows up for you. I need that information to guide you safely and correctly for your condition. What worries me most when I meet a patient over 60 is not how much pain they are in. What truly concerns me is when that pain begins. So many people say the same thing to me. "Doctor, it's just a little pain. I can handle it." But that sentence is often the most dangerous sign of all. Because when back pain appears after the age of 60, it usually means the spine has been weakening for a long time. It's just that the body is only speaking up now. The back muscles have been quietly losing strength. The core muscles are no longer protecting the spine the way they should. The discs have been slowly losing elasticity. And when all these protective layers weaken at the same time, the spine is left to take the hit on its own. What's heartbreaking is that many people don't seek help when the spine first starts to weaken. They come in only when they need to push with their hands to stand up, when walking no longer feels natural, when every morning begins with stiffness and struggle. At that point, the problem is no longer just pain. It's the growing risk of losing balance, reduced mobility, and the gradual loss of independence. To a doctor, back pain after 60 is a red warning light, not to scare you, but to say clearly, your spine needs attention now, before it's too late. The most important message is this: when recognized early, this process of decline can be slowed and, in many cases, partially reversed. But only if we stop ignoring the small signs and start taking the right action. In the next part, I'll explain exactly how spinal weakening happens so you can understand what's truly going on inside your body. To understand why back pain after 60 is such a serious signal, we need to look at how the spine weakens over time, quietly, gradually, but very steadily. First, the spinal discs, the soft cushions between each vertebra, begin to lose water and slowly collapse with age. When we're younger, these discs act like elastic rubber pads, absorbing shock every time we stand, walk, or bend. But after 60, their ability to hold water decreases noticeably. The discs become thinner, stiffer, and far less capable of handling pressure. As a result, even simple things like sitting too long or bending the wrong way can send stress directly into the spine. At the same time, the muscles that protect the spine, especially the lower back muscles and the core, also weaken if they aren't activated regularly. When these muscles switch off, the spine loses its natural armor. Bones, joints, and ligaments are forced to carry the body's weight on their own, causing them to fatigue faster, become inflamed, and trigger pain more easily. Another critical factor is reduced blood circulation. Less blood flow to the spine means slower healing. A poor posture today can cause pain that lasts for days. And when this pattern repeats over time, pain doesn't fade, it becomes chronic. What makes this process dangerous is that it doesn't happen overnight. It unfolds silently over many years. By the time pain becomes obvious, the spine has already weakened significantly. But here is the key point you need to remember. Weakening does not mean irreversible. When you understand what's happening inside your body, you can absolutely slow this process down and help your spine become stronger again. In the next part, I'll reveal the everyday habits that speed up spinal weakening habits many people over 60 repeat daily without even realizing it. What troubles me most as a doctor is this: most spinal damage after age 60 does not come from accidents or heavy labor. It comes from very small habits, repeated every single day so often that we start to see them as normal. The first and most dangerous habit is sitting for long periods with a rounded back. When you sit for hours watching TV, reading, or using your phone, your spine is under constant downward pressure. In this position, the load on your spinal discs can be 3 to 4 times higher than when standing with proper posture. For a spine that is already weakened after 60, This is like placing a heavy weight on a cushion that has already thinned. It collapses much faster. The second habit is avoiding movement out of fear of pain. Many people think, my back hurts, so I should rest completely. But when you stop moving, the muscles that protect your spine weaken even more quickly. The spine loses its support and the pain returns stronger, creating a dangerous cycle that is hard to escape. The third habit is bending from the lower back during daily activities. Picking something up from the floor, tying your shoes, washing your face, these seem harmless. But when done with poor mechanics, they send all the force straight into the lower back. With discs that have already lost elasticity, just one wrong bend can cause pain that lasts for days. And finally, the most dangerous habit of all, enduring the pain and ignoring it. Many people believe pain is something they must accept with age, but to a doctor, pain is a clear signal that the spine is calling for help. The important truth is this: every one of these habits can be stopped and corrected. And in the next part, it'll show you the clear warning signs that your spine is already weakening, so you'll know whether it's time to act now. There are warning signs your body sends very clearly, yet many people over 60 ignore them because they assume it's just aging. As a doctor, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself honestly, is my spine sending me these signals? The first sign is needing to push with your hands or waiting a few seconds just to stand up straight. This tells us that the muscles meant to protect your spine have weakened significantly. When these muscles no longer do their job, the spine is forced to carry your full body weight on its own. And that's when pain begins to take control of daily life. The second sign is feeling back fatigue or pain after only a few minutes of walking. A healthy spine allows you to move naturally and comfortably. But if walking around your home already makes your lower back feel heavy and forces you to sit down and rest, that's a clear sign of ongoing overload in the lower spine. The third sign is morning stiffness, lasting longer than 15 minutes. If you wake up and need to move very slowly, turning carefully and stretching little by little before you can stand upright, it often means the discs are losing elasticity and the small joints in the spine are becoming mildly inflamed. If you recognize even one of these signs, don't panic. The most important thing is that you've noticed it early. Please leave a comment saying I have this if you see yourself in any of these signs, or share your age and which sign you're experiencing. I want to understand your situation so I can guide you more accurately in the next parts. In the following section, I'll explain what you must stop immediately if you want to prevent your spine from getting weaker. Now is the moment I need you to stop right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you're less busy. Right now if you want to prevent your spine from getting weaker. First, stop sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time. Long periods of sitting, whether watching TV, reading, or using your phone, send constant pressure into discs that have already thinned after age 60. Every 30 minutes, stand up for 30-60 seconds. Simply standing tall and taking a few deep breaths can significantly unload your spine. Second, stop bending from your lower back during daily tasks. Picking things up, tying your shoes, washing your face when you bend from the back. Your spine is forced to carry everything alone. From today on, hinge at the hips and keep your back straight. It's a small change, but it offers powerful protection for your spine. Third, stop pushing through the pain. Back pain is not something you should get used to. Every time you ignore it, your back muscles weaken further, your ligaments become more strained, and a dangerous cycle begins. Listening to your body early is how you protect your independence. Fourth, stop telling yourself, this is just aging. This is the most harmful belief of all. Age may slow the body down, but it does not require you to live in pain. Your spine can still improve when it's supported and moved correctly. If you're ready to stop these habits starting today, leave a comment saying stop below. That tells me you're serious about your health. In the next part, I'll show you how to protect and restore your spine with just 5 minutes a day, safe, gentle, and designed specifically for adults over 60. Now, I want you to slow your breathing for a moment, because this part is good news. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You don't need intense workouts or painful exercises. To stop your spine from weakening and help it begin to recover, you only need 5 minutes a day, using the right movements, slow, gentle, and safe for adults over 60. First movement, spine reset. Wake up the spine. Stand tall with your hands resting lightly on your hips. Take a deep breath. Gently press your hips forward and open your chest. Hold for 10-15 seconds. This simple movement helps your spinal discs rehydrate and releases the compression built up from sitting. Second movement. Activate the core. Sit or lie on your back and gently tighten your stomach, as if you were about to cough. Hold for 5 seconds, then relax. Repeat a few times. Your core works like a seatbelt for your spine when it's active. Your back is protected. Third movement. Open the hips to protect the back. Sit on a chair, place one ankle over the opposite knee, and lean forward slightly. Hold for 10-15 seconds on each side. When your hips move more freely, your lower back no longer has to take all the stress. Fourth movement. Upper back stretch to correct rounding. Stand facing a wall, place both hands on the wall at shoulder height, and gently press your chest forward. This opens the upper back and reduces strain on the lower spine. That's it. Just 5 minutes. A little every day. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. If you're still here and thinking, I can do this, please leave a comment saying 5 minutes. In the next part, I'll explain the science behind why these small movements create such powerful changes, even if you are already in your 70 seconds or beyond. There is one very important truth I want you to clearly understand. Your spine does not break down simply because you're getting older. It weakens because it has been missing the right signals for a long time. When you sit too much, move too little, or avoid movement out of fear of pain, your body begins to misunderstand. It assumes the muscles that protect your spine are no longer needed. Gradually, the back muscles and core muscles reduce their activity. And when this protective layer weakens, pressure is transferred directly onto the discs and the small joints of the spine. That's when pain begins to appear. But science also shows us the opposite is true. When you introduce gentle, correct movements, your body receives a new message. This area still matters. It still needs protection. Blood circulation improves. The tissues around the spine receive better nourishment. And even though spinal discs do not have their own blood supply, they can still reabsorb fluid and reduce pressure when you stand, extend, and change positions regularly. This is especially important after age 60 because recovery at this stage does not require intensity, it requires precision. Your body doesn't need heavy exercise. It needs smart, consistent movement that does not cause further strain. Many people believe, it's already too late for me. But in reality, research shows that even at age 70 or 80, muscles and the nervous system can still adapt when they are activated the right way. That is why just 5 minutes a day, when done consistently, can create noticeable changes within weeks. Once you understand this, movement no longer feels frightening. You stop seeing it as a risk and start seeing it as a tool. And that's when a quiet but powerful belief begins to return. Your spine still has the ability to become stronger again. In the final part, I want to share a message with you, not as a doctor, but as someone who truly wants you to stay steady, independent, and confident for as long as possible. Before we end, I want you to slow down for just a few seconds and simply notice how your body feels right now. Maybe the pain is still there. Maybe your back doesn't feel fixed today. But if you've understood this one thing, that you are not broken, and your spine is not out of chances, then you've already taken the most important step. After age 60, the most valuable thing is no longer strength the way it was in youth. It's the ability to stand up without fear, to walk without constantly calculating each step, and to live without feeling like you're slowly fading from your own life. Back pain is not your enemy. It's a signal, a quiet reminder that your body needs to be treated differently now, more slowly, more wisely, and more kindly. You don't need to do everything at once. You don't need to be perfect. Just a little each day. Stand up a bit more often. Sit a bit less. Move a bit more correctly. Those small choices, repeated over time, are what prevent your spine from continuing to weaken, and that is how you protect your independence. If you're still watching these final moments, I want you to hear this clearly. You still have time, and you deserve a body that allows you to live the years ahead with dignity and fullness. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. I wish you a peaceful day and a spine that grows steadier and stronger with each passing one.